Good evening, sir. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
I am audible clearly. Yes, friends, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I hope you people have checked the WhatsApp. I have shared the Excel sheet of the questionnaire which I have circulated in the morning. So that is containing the responses of all the participants, those who have responded. So I think there are total 26 of you who have responded to the link. I hope you people have seen it. Yes or no, please say, friends. Yes. Friends, today you have to be interactive as the last session is there. This is the last session, and today what I'm going to discuss is totally depending upon what I have already discussed in the 6 days, first 6 days. So you have to be interactive, friends, right? It's your turn today. My, what I can say, talk will be lesser today, and I'm expecting you people to contribute more. I hope, friends, I'm audible. Please say something. It's little difficult for me to understand whether are you getting me or not. Listening me, I hope, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much, Vasundhara ma'am, for interacting. As I said, today's session will be totally depending upon what we have already understood, right? In the last 6 days, today you need to implement using the data I have provided, right? So before proceeding and talking about how we can perform all the things which we have discussed in the previous sessions, I'll give the recap what we have discussed in the last 6 days. Fine. Meanwhile, if other people also are coming and joining the meeting, they will be not what I can say missing anything which I am going to discuss the new, right? Okay. So if I want to summarize all the 6 days, I'll say we have started this journey from SPSS basics. We understood SPSS is statistical package for the social sciences, means all the domains which comes under the social sciences and all the researches which have been carried in this particular domain. Generally, analysis can be performed using the SPSS, right? So initially, I think I talked about the structure of the research paper. I focused on the concept of research. I told what is research according to me. I have taken your point of view also on day 1. And then I discussed the various elements of a research paper, like introduction, literature review, rationale, research questions, objectives, hypothesis, research methodology, then data analysis and interpretation, conclusion and findings, discussion. I think I must say discussion and findings, or maybe findings and discussion is more appropriate. Then we discussed the next thing is conclusion, limitations, implications, if any, right? And the references followed by appendix. So this is what we discussed as a structure of the research paper, right? Although I haven't gone in length for discussing all these things, but I have tried to give few insights on these different components. Then we have talked about variable. What is variable, right? What are the various types of variables? Then we have discussed how we can measure variables when we are talking about social sciences. So as I think I forgot the name. I think it is Savita ma'am. She has asking me something related to medical field, right? So when we talk about medical field, in medical field, generally when the variables which we are dealing, like BP, or maybe the sugar level, right? Or any of the disease level, something like that, right? So that all these, I think Savita ma'am, you have just joined. I was just talking about the concept of the medical field. So I said when you are talking about the medical field or maybe the mathematics side and all, engineering side, if I say, in such field, generally the variable is easily available to us. Say, for example, in the engineering, if I am taking the measurement of something, right? Or I think one of you have already discussed or shown some accidents and all. I think it was Harish sir, right? So that way, that type of data is easily available to us. We can easily measure such kind of things. But when we talk about the management side or the side where we are talking about the human behavior, in that case, when we are dealing with the variables, to measure them, it is very difficult. So that way, we have understood the concept of measurement skills and its importance we have understood, right? We have seen there are 4 measurement scales, like when I say nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. So nominal is the very basic scale, but generally for the categorization purpose only we are using this scale, right? Then we are talking about the second scale, which is ordinal scale. Apart from categorization, you can also do the rank order kind of thing, right? Then interval scale is providing you one more dimension, that is there will be a equal distance in the categories, but there will be the problem of actual or absolute zero. So we are having the last scale, which is the ratio scale. This scale will be having the actual zero, right? So this is the way we can measure such kind of variables, which is directly not measured by us, right? Say, for example, I have given you some examples, like if I want to measure the perception of a person, or maybe attitude, loyalty, honesty, beauty, all these things are generally we are not having any yardstick or any gauge available using that we can measure them. So for the purpose, we need to use these measurement scales. Again, I will quote same thing. In case of engineering and medical and all, generally the variables, we do not need to bother how to measure. We are having the proper units or the measurement skills available to measure them, right? So this was the importance of measurement skills, which we have understood on day 1. And then we have understood the interface of SPSS. I have shown you there are 2 views, data view and variable view. And that particular window is known as data editor, right? We have seen how to define variable in SPSS. We have seen what are the limitations of giving the name to the variable, right? Apart from that, we have also seen that what are the various parameters on that we can define the variable and what are their specialties, right? Then in the data view, we have seen that how to import the data in SPSS. So I have explained you the 3 different ways of importing the data in SPSS. Then we have also understood the concept of recoding. So this was all I discussed on day 1. Coming to day 2, I started with the concept of reliability and normality, right? So reliability, if I say, generally we are bothering about the reliability of the scale. Scale meaning where there will be the n number of questions on your scale. That is questionnaire, right? So other name for scale is questionnaire, instrument, right? All these are similar in the sense, right? In terms of research. So we will be having certain number of questions. So all questions should be what I can say indicating to measure one thing. If this is the case, that means that is a scale available to you. So in that case, you are checking its reliability, right? Generally, I think I've shown you the 4 different quadrants. Using that, we can understand the concept of reliability, when to use the reliability. So I think I told you people that whether you're using the existing scale, which is already developed by some other authors, some other researchers, in that case also you need to check its reliability. Then if you are developing your own questionnaire, your own scale, in that case also you need to check its reliability, right? We have understood that there are various methods available. Using that, we can check the reliability. So I explained you the methods like test, retest, split half, parallel reliability, and then at last the internal consistency reliability. And in the length, if I say I discuss the internal consistency reliability, because it is the main generally used by the pupil when we are talking about the scale, right? So this is we can check using the Cronbach's alpha. So Cronbach's alpha threshold value, I told you it is 0.7. If your scale is giving Cronbach's alpha value 0.7 or above, generally you can say your scale is a reliable scale, right? Apart from that, we have seen that if I want to make improvement in my alpha value, so what are the various ways? So in that case, I told you to check the redundancy in your scale. You need to check there should be no ambiguity in the items, right? Your question should be properly framed. It should not give some other clue to the respondent, right? So that way ambiguity should not be there. Then we talked about further that missing values should not be there. If you want to improve the Cronbach's alpha, if missing values are there in any particular variable, you can drop that variable, right? Further, we have seen the last method, which was the item total correlation, right? So that you can get in the output only. So using that particular, what I can say, measurement,
Your voice is not audible.
am I audible?
No, ma'am.
I'm not audible to you people.
Now you are
No,
audible.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, you're audible.
Actually, again, there's a power cut. Probably it is on the same time now the electricity is gone. So that is why I'm using again my mobile phone, right? So if there will be any disruption in any, what I can say, disturbance in my voice, you can please tell me. I'll repeat the things, right? So I think I was talking about the reliability concept. I said this thing when I talk about the reliability. We have seen there are various methods available, right? So test retest, I said, parallel form, I said, split half, I said, and internal consistency, I said, right? I said internal consistency generally we are using mostly because it is used for checking the reliability of the scale. Scale meaning, again, we need to have the certain number of questions or items or the indicators which are measuring a same kind of thing. Means we will be having a construct. Construct means, for example, if I'm saying satisfaction. If you have seen, I have circulated the link with all of you. In that link, I have asked you the feedback kind of things so that you people can understand I'm not using this data for my own research purpose, right? So in that, I have asked certain questions to you regarding your satisfaction, right? So there were total 9 Likert skill questions, which I have given you in a grid form, right? So if you can see, if I want to see the satisfaction of the participants, there can be multiple factors or multiple dimensions, right? So according to your according to your, what I can say, the feeling which you have drawn from this particular FDP after reading whatever you have understood, right? So accordingly, you have expressed your satisfaction, and that way I can say all the 9 questions are somewhere telling me the total satisfaction of the participants from this particular FDP, right? So that way I'm saying if this kind of scale is available, you can check its reliability, right? It is not like one question is talking about the satisfaction, other question is talking about the perception, next question is talking about the attitude. It should not be like that, right? In that case, you cannot go for checking the reliability kind of thing. So then I talked about the improvement. I told you there are 3 ways. Last way I think I was talking about, which was the item total correlation. So to improve your reliability parameter, which is the Cronbach's alpha, you need to check no item total correlation value should be negative, right? If it is negative, firstly you can drop that item. For whatever item this value is coming negative, right? And then again you can apply the Cronbach's alpha. If there is an improvement, it is good. No improvement, or if improvement is there but still it is not what you are desiring, in that case again you can go and check the item total correlation value. And then in next phase you need to check whichever is the least positive value available, right? Up to 0.2 you can check. Above a 0.2, I think if the item total correlation is 0.2 or above to it for all the items, in that case generally it is suggested do not drop the items from the scale, right? So that way you can improve your convex alpha value, right? This is what we have understood as a first half of the second day session. Then I explained you the concept of normality, right? I told you normality generally we are checking for a particular variable which is generally continuous in nature or numeric in nature. For numeric variable, we are checking the normality. So there are various parameters to understand normality, like mean, median, and mode. All these things should be generally same for a variable. Then you need to check skewness should be 0. The kurtosis value should be 3. So these all are the what I can say standard parameters of the normal distribution, and always in the real world it is not like we are getting the same figures, right? So somewhere you need to have certain cut points where you can decide upon that whether these value you can consider to declare your variable is normally distributed or not. So I think this is what we have discussed almost 3-4 days, right? Then we have seen the various methods, graphical and numerical. In the graphical section, I told you there is a histogram, there is a box plot, right? There is a PP plot. Using all this, you can declare or you can talk about the normality of the variable. In the numerical section, we have talked about skewness, kurtosis, then Shapiro-Wilks test, and I think Kolmogorov is made now. So these methods I have told you in context to the normality checking. So this was the summary of the day 2 session. Moving to day 3, I started with the non-parametric test, right? I explained you the concept of non-parametric test. And in this category, we have discussed about the chi-square test, right? So I told you chi-square test generally we are using to check the uniform distribution of the frequencies, right? So when we talk about the non-parametric test, that means we are talking about the categorical variables. And in case of categorical variables, it is not like that we will be having the values. We will be having the numbers. We will be having the counts, right? So in that case, those counts, whatever counts we are having, those will be generally treated as the observed counts or observed frequencies. And then you need to see whether the observed counts is equally distributed in all the categories or not. So this is the concept of chi-square test. In this category, we have seen there are 2 types of chi-square test. The first one is the goodness of fit, and second one is the independence of attributes or test of association. In case of goodness of fit, I told you we will be having only single categorical variable with multiple categories, right? So the purpose is that you need to see here that whether the observed frequencies are same throughout all the categories of that categorical variable or not. So we are generally making hypothesis like there is no significant difference in the observed and expected count, right? Further, I talked about the second type of chi-square test, which is the test of association or independence of attributes. So when you are saying independence or association kind of thing, it is quite obvious we will be having more than one categorical variable. So in the case of second type of chi-square test, we will be having 2 categorical variables available to us, right? And in that case, you need to check whether there is any association between those 2 variables or not. So you need to prepare a contingency table manually if you are talking about, right? Even in Excel also, we need to prepare the contingency Excel. But in case of SPSS, we do not need to prepare this contingency table. The contingency table is what? It is nothing but it is the cross tabulation of the both the categorical variables, right? So whatever 2 categorical variables we are having, we can take one categorical variable in the column, other categorical variable in the row, along with the categories, right? And in the combination of these categories, we will be having the counts, right? Getting me? So this way we are preparing the contingency table. SPSS is giving you this table. You do not need to do any manual calculations for this, right? And then after performing the chi-square test, you can ascertain this thing that whether there is an independence in the attributes or not, or whether the association is found in the 2 categorical variables or not. So this was the discussion which we have held on day 3. Day 4 was we have started with the parametric test concept, and then I talked about the t-test on day 4. So in the t-test category, I explained you the t-test we are using for finding the significant mean difference, right? And then we have seen the varieties in the t-test. I said we can divide the categories of t-test into the 2 parts, 1 sample t-test and 2 samples t-test, right? In case of 1 sample t-test, we will be having only the 1 categorical one numeric variable available with us, right? So in that case, you need to see or you need to compare its mean with the hypothesized mean or hypothesized or known population mean, right? So means we are comparing the sample mean and population mean in case of 1 sample t-test, right? So sample mean will be available to us. There is no problem in that. But in case of population mean, I told you, you need to hypothesize it if you are not knowing the mean of the population. Am I audible, friends? I have now joined from the Wi-Fi. Is it okay? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So if I'm audible, I'm continuing with this. Then further, I talked about that 2 samples t-test. In 2 samples t-test category, I talked about the independent samples t-test, right? So in case of independent samples t-test, I said again, purpose is to find a significant mean difference. here the variable requirement will be, we will be having the two variables. One will be the categorical with the two categories, and second will be the numeric variable, right? So this way, this is the variable requirements, and the purpose is not what we need to compare the means, right? So we will compare the mean of the numeric variable in the two different groups of the independent variable. So this is the case of independent sample t-test and the day 4 I was talking about. Further, on a day 5, I discussed the next category of the two samples t-test, which is the paired samples t-test or dependent samples t-test. So there I told you we will be having only single variable, we will be having only single sample, right? But for the single variable, we need to measure this variable twice, right? Say for example, I want to measure the weight of the people before opting any particular diet and after opting any particular diet. So here the variable is common, that is weight, but we are measuring this variable twice, right? So there will be a particular time gap in the measurement of that particular variable, right? So that way you can understand the concept of paired samples t-test. And further, on the same day, I discussed the next concept, which is related to the ANOVA, that is analysis of variance. So I told it is the extension of independent samples t-test. That means purpose is same. We need to find the significant mean difference. But the reason is that why we are using ANOVA instead of independent samples t-test. Reason is that we need to, when we want to compare more than two groups together, rather than using T, we are using ANOVA, because T can compare only two groups simultaneously, right? If we want to compare more than two groups simultaneously, we need to go for one-way ANOVA. So the variable requirements will remain same like the independent samples t-test, but we need to check some of the assumptions. I think I forgot to mention assumption. In all the days, for all the statistical tests, we have already discussed the assumptions and we have checked also, right? Then further talking about the day 6, that is, I think yesterday, right? I discussed the correlation and the regression concept. And then I think in case of correlation, I said correlation is generally helping us to understand the strength or degree of relationship and also the direction of relationship, right? And it is not a causation. Main thing is you need to understand this thing. You cannot misinterpret correlation as causation, just because causation is a cause and effect relationship. That is dependent and independent kind of variables we are defining in case of causation. But in case of correlation, you do not need to talk about which variable is dependent, which variable is independent. We will be having generally two numeric variables when we are talking about Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, right? And then using or after checking certain assumptions of correlation, we can perform Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, and according to the range of the R, which is -1 to +1, I explained you that for a particular value, what will be the interpretation, right? Around 0.5 generally, below 0.5 generally, we are calling it as a low correlation. 0.5 to 0.7, it is known as moderate correlation. Above 0.7, it is known as strong correlation, right? So according to the sign of the R, if it is positive, that means you can call it as a positive correlation. If it is a negative sign, you can call it as a negative correlation, right? So this is about the correlation. Then I talked about the regression, and I said regression can help you to study the cause and effect relationship kind of thing. So when you are interested to find if I'm changing this variable by this unit, what will be the change on the other variable? So in this case, you are talking about the regression, right? So regression, I told you, we can use for predicting of your dependent variable using your independent variables, right? And also if you want to model your variables, even in that case also you can use the regression, right? We have seen there is simple regression, there is a multiple regression. Strictly, I have talked about the linear regression in this particular FDP, right? So linear regression, when I'm saying, that means the proportion will be same. When you are changing one variable by a particular unit, other variable will also change by the same unit. Direction can be anything, but proportion will be maintained, right? So this is about the regression. And then I say simple linear regression. So we will be having only two variables, one dependent, one independent, both will be numeric. In case of multiple linear regression, we will be having dependent variable as numeric, but independent variable can be any combination. It can be all independents can be the numeric, or maybe categorical, or maybe combination of numeric and categorical, right? we have talked about the assumptions, because assumptions are very imperative when we are talking about the regression. And most of the assumptions are related to the residuals, that is error term, right? Because we are going in a prediction kind of thing, so there will be the case of error terms. So you need to check assumptions for the error terms or for the residuals, right? So that way I explained all these things using the SPSS. And in case of regression, I told you there is a very important thing, that is R square and the ANOVA. These things you need to report when you are talking about the regression. And afterwards, you will come to the coefficient table. From there, you can pick the intercept and the slope of your independent variable. And you need to check whether these two values are significant or not, helping you to predict your dependent variable or not. That you can ascertain using the T and its significant value available in the coefficients table, right? So this was the discussion we have held on our last 6 days. So I think I have briefed you about what we have discussed so far now. Now I'll move to the sheet which I provided to you. I hope you people have downloaded the sheet. It is available to every one of you, I hope. Friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So I'm expecting you to import the sheet in the SPSS window. So I'm sharing my screen. Give me a second. My screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't think so. I need to repeat how to import the data. Shall I go ahead?
Go ahead, ma'am. We already done it.
I will write this question. Fine. I hope visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now you can see already you people have filled this particular questionnaire, right? So I don't think I need to talk much about this. You are already aware what questions you have filled here, right? Now I will say this thing. If you will look at the data, whenever you are asking people to fill your research paper or research questionnaire, generally it is coming in this form only, but it is not coded. I hope coding is clear to everyone. How to code the data is clear to everyone. Yes, coding part is clear. Fine. So do I need to tell you how to do coding? Because I think data is not coded, and without coding we cannot go ahead. So shall I? Yes, friends. Okay.
Please tell us.
Okay. You can check. There will be problem. I'll tell you. What I did, I selected the column, first column, right, and press Control F, right. Now coming here and typing strongly agree. I want to replace this. Just a minute. Again, I'm typing strongly agree. I have written. I need to replace this by 5. Then I did this. Coming 17 replacements done, right? Clear? Friends, I think it is not working like this. I just speak it. Now what I did, I selected all the 9 columns which are containing our Likert scale responses, and now I'm pressing Control F, right? And in the find, I have typed strongly agree, and in the replace, I have typed 5. Now clicking on replace all. You can see the limitation of SPSS. It is only replacing in the first column and not in the other column. Is it clear to everyone? I hope it is not the rocket science. Everyone has understood this, what I did. Friends, please tell me, is it clear or not?
Clear, ma'am.
Right. So what I'll say, what I'll suggest, rather than doing a coding in your SPSS file, if it is possible for you, please open your Excel sheet, right? And select the entire columns containing the Likert scale responses, and then using the Control F or Control H, you can write strongly agree, replace it by 5, right? Then strongly disagree, replace it by 1. Then disagree, replace it by 2. Then agree by 4, and neutral by 3. So this way our coding part is done. Our data is ready now. Oh, hope so it is clear. Friends, you need to tell me. I think it is not clear to me. Is it clear to everyone? Coding part is clear. Have you seen how I did? Because without coding, we cannot go ahead. I need to have the coded data along with me, as SPSS is a statistical package for social sciences, and statistics cannot deal with the qualitative data. So that is why we have done the coding here. I hope it is clear, friends.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now I'll come to this. Are you regularly attending the FDP session? So you can select this, do a Control F, and here in the find what I am typing yes, replacing it by 1, replacing all, and in the no I am giving it 0. Done. Similarly, gender, I can select Control F and then replacing male by 1, and sorry. Firstly, replace female. Suppose female I'm replacing by 1, and male I'm replacing by 2. Done. Is it clear? Is it clear, friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Then coming and selecting the education level, press Control F. I think how many labels I have provided you in this? PhD and PG we can find only. So I'm doing Control F and replacing PG by 1 and PhD by 2. Then friends, done.
Yes, ma'am.
Then profession I'm selecting Control F. In the find what I'm typing academician, replacing it by 1, and then research scholar by 2, and other by 3. Done. This is what we have performed, and I'm suggesting you in the age, if you can come, you can check the persons, those who have added the years after the number, please remove the years so that it can help us to make this data as a numeric data. I think this is all you need to do. I don't know how many of you have performed. Do I need to share this sheet again? Friends, do I need to share this sheet again?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Do I need to share this sheet again with the coding?
Yes,
Shweta
ma'am.
ma'am is saying no, good. Anyone who wants me to share this sheet again?
Yes, ma'am. Please share.
Okay. I shared on a WhatsApp group. You please check. Have you people received it or not? Have you people received it? Friends?
Yes, ma'am. Receive.
So now I am closing this file, and again in the SPSS I will import the same file, right? Okay, so I think I imported. Once you are ready, please tell me. We'll proceed further. Friends, it is done. Shall I go ahead? My screen is visible, I hope.
Please proceed, ma'am.
The screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am, it
Yes,
is
ma'am.
visible.
Fine. Now, yes, thank you so much, everyone. Now come to the variable view. Okay, come to the variable view. Any question? Come to the variable view. In the gender, under the values column, I will define here my 1 is female, right? And 2 is male. I think it is not tough. Everyone can do this. May I go ahead? May I click on OK, friends? This is only for your reference purpose. I did this. Means it is not mandatory for you to do so. But what is 1, what is 2, we need to be clear. And that way in the output, it is coming as female, male. If you will not give this label, it will come as 1 and 2. So is it fine? May I click on OK?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now in the education, I think 1 we have given for PG, 2 we have given for PhD. And there are only 2 labels, right? So clicking on OK. Coming to the profession. Profession, I think 1 we have given for academician. Second, 2 we have given for research scholars. And 3 we have given for others. I think this is what we did. Then are you? I think this is yes. In this regularly attending, 1 we have given for yes, 0 we have given for no. And then lastly, I'm coming here and I'm defining one is for strongly agree. No, it is strongly disagree. 2 is for disagree. 3 is for neutral. 4 is for agree. And 5 is for strongly agree. Done? Done, friends? And then I did copy and I'm doing pasting. That means again, I do not need to go and define for all the remaining questions. So now I think our data is ready. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you wish, I think I am deleting the email address and the time stamp. So I will clear this. This will save our, what I can say, or quite visible for us. Things are easier now for us. Right? Now you can check. All the codings is visible to us, whatever the coding we have given. Right? Any doubt so far, please ask. If not, then I'll proceed. I'll give you a few seconds. You please see carefully what I did. If you wish to ask me regarding what I did, you please ask. If not, we'll proceed. Because now my work is very lesser, I'll tell you 2-3 things more and then I'll expect your answers.
Hello,
Yes.
ma'am. Ma'am, this is Harish, ma'am. That day I shared one sheet, madam. In that too, we have n number of numbers, ma'am, for particular body part. So shall I code that, madam, like this?
So not
Permanent.
to me. So give me a second. I think my there is a sound noise. Yes. Now please tell me what you are saying.
Madam, as you categorize, madam, there is any limit for it, madam? Or we can code different, I mean to say, more than 5 number of codes, madam. Like you did for
Like the description,
agree.
5 point, 7 point, 9 point, 11 point, 13 points. You can, it is up to you, up to what deep you want to take it. But it is also like your respondents should be able to understand the difference in those categories. So broadly,
Yes, madam.
5 point.
Okay, madam. Madam, one more thing, madam. If it is more than 8 bytes, it is not allowing to perform analysis, madam. I want to know the reason for it.
How many?
Madam, if it is more than 8 bytes, the system it is not taking it, madam. The SPSS is not taking.
8 bytes.
Words. Yes, madam. Words.
Words.
We have done it. We have done in value column, na, madam. For example, one is for one label we are giving strongly disagree.
This is
So
what you are
rather
saying?
than yes, madam. Madam.
This is you are saying. I think my screen is visible.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Suppose I'm entering something here. Suppose anything I'm entering.
Yes, madam. Madam, instead of shortcuts, can you give a full name, madam, for that?
Strongly disagree. No, sir. That is, I think this is totally up to you which tool you are using. Suppose here I'm saying strongly, then moderately disagreeing. Up to you what length or what detailing you want to do. Moderately.
That is what, yes, ma'am. That is what I'm trying to say, madam. If we type it, now, madam, it is not taking it, madam. Then
there is not like, I mean, it is not like you have to bother about this. If you will search for 5 point, 7 point, 9 point, 11 point, so the description for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is easily available on Google. So it is not a worry kind of thing.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
like
Okay, ma'am.
suppose
Yes.
you're saying one is strongly disagree, two you're saying moderately disagree, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Three you're saying disagree, four you're saying neutral. Then saying here you go, then you are saying agree, moderately agree, or maybe strongly agree.
Yes.
Up to you, up to what length you want to give the categories to the like or the scale to the opinion of the people. But thing is that
Yes, ma'am.
you also know this thing, what is the discrimination in these things, because layman is generally
Okay, ma'am.
these things. We are being a researcher, knowing or we are understanding all these things, but laymen are not
Yes.
understanding all these things.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, it is fine. Any other query? Fine. So I think if no query, the sheet is already we have prepared for the performing of the analysis. So now I will tell you one more thing. As I think I asked you almost 7 or 8 or 9 questions regarding the satisfaction on a various parameters of the FDP, right? So using all these 9 or 8, whatever number of statements we are having, we need to make single variable, right? So what we are making the variable, we are making the total satisfaction or overall satisfaction variable we are creating here, right? So I suggest you go to the transform, click on the compute variable. I hope everyone has located this. Shall I? Friends, please suggest me, because if sometimes will be remaining, I can discuss few questions which have been asked by, I think, Savita ma'am. I don't remember the name. I think it was Savita ma'am from the medical field.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So please respond. Visible. May I go ahead with the compute variable? Friends, if you people are giving any expressions, I cannot see. In the Google Meet, when we are sharing the screen, we cannot
Yes,
see.
ma'am. You can proceed.
Okay. Thank you. Now, I'll give the name. What name I need to give? Overall satisfaction or total satisfaction?
Madam, you are not audible.
Am I audible? Friends,
Yes,
am I
ma'am.
audible? Yes, sorry. Again, there is a power cut. Okay, my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I have typed here in the target variable section, I have given the name as overall satisfaction, right? Overall underscore satisfaction. Because we know the limitation of the name or naming of the variable, we cannot define a variable name using more than 2 words without separating them by the underscore or the period. That is the problem. So you need to give underscore or the period, period meaning a dot, right? After this, I'll come down. I'll select my first variable, this. Okay, before doing this, I suggest you, and under the functions group, you can go down and find statistics will be there. Yes, the statistical is given. You can select this, and from the bottom, select the mean, and shift this into the numeric expression area using the arrow key. Then
Yes, ma'am.
done. Now I'll shift all the variables which are starting with express your satisfaction. Shift them one by one, separating them by the comma, right? All the variables you need to shift, separate them by the comma. So at my end, I have done all the shiftings. If it is done, you need to only press on OK. Once you are pressing on OK, you will be landed on the output viewer, which is generally giving a message that whatever you performed is done. You can find new row is added in the variable view with the name overall satisfaction. Come in the data view, go at the last and check. This is the satisfaction, overall satisfaction of the respondents on the 5-point Likert scale. I hope you have observed this. Done, everyone? We have created a variable. I hope it is clear to everyone how to do this. Any doubt so far?
No, ma'am. Proceed, ma'am. Please proceed.
Fine. Thank you, sir. If it is clear, now my question is from all of you. As I'm having a satisfaction variable available or overall satisfaction variable available, right? I want to compare the satisfaction of the participants on the basis of gender. Can you tell me which test I need to perform here and what will be my hypothesis? Firstly, tell me the type of variables available to me. Tell me how to formulate the hypothesis and then suggest me the test. I'm repeating, I want to compare the overall satisfaction of the participants on the basis of their gender. I think objective I already told you. Now this is your turn. Please tell me. And please be, what I can say, interactive, as now it is your time to check your learnings, what you have grasped from this particular FDP. So please suggest me, please tell me it is clear or not. Question is clear what I am asking?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. If it is clear, anyone who can suggest me according to my objective, as I said, I want to compare the overall satisfaction of the participants on the basis of their gender. So which variables are available? Yes. Please be interactive, friends. It is only for your purpose, your learning purpose. And I think there is no wrong and right person here. Everyone is correct here. According to your opinion, you need to tell me.
Ma'am, here gender is available and overall satisfaction score is available.
Very
And
good.
null hypothesis we can tell is that there is no relation or there is no impact of gender on the overall score.
Okay. And which test we can perform, ma'am? Vasundhara ma'am, which test we can perform?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, chi-square.
Alka ma'am is saying chi-square. Okay. Please, like Alka ma'am is contributing.
Ma'am,
Vasundhara-
independent sample test.
Independent samples test. Okay, I think two opinions, sorry. Two opinions we have received. One is from Vasundhara ma'am. Ma'am has made your journey easy. Ma'am said we are having two variables. One is overall satisfaction, second one is gender, right? She has also tried to formulate the hypothesis for all of us. And she yes, Meenakshi ma'am.
Ma'am, we can go for
So
ANOVA.
one way ANOVA, madam. One way ANOVA.
One way ANOVA. Fine. So now we are having 33 opinions: independent samples test, chi-square test, and one way ANOVA. Any other opinion from anyone of you? Any other opinion, friends? Fine. If no opinion from your side, now I will put my point of view here. As ma'am has already made the hypothesis for us, we can say, if I want to make my own hypothesis, I will say, as I want to compare the satisfaction, overall satisfaction on the basis of gender, rather than making this thing, I will say, there is no significant difference in the mean satisfaction score of male and female participants, sorry. Right? Ma'am said correctly, we are having two variables, overall satisfaction and gender. Gender is having two categories or two groups, male group and female group. And satisfaction is a numeric variable. So I don't know who said chi-square test. It is, sorry to say, it will not be a chi-square test, as we are having one of the variable numeric. In case of categorical data, we are going for chi-square test, right? So we will not go for chi-square test here. And ANOVA also is not correct here because we need to compare only in the two groups the satisfaction. So ANOVA is also not a correct choice. The correct choice is given by the Vasundhara ma'am, that is independent sample scheme. Is it clear? Sorry. Is it clear, friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other thing you want to say here? According to your point of view, it is okay. Are you accepting what I said? Okay. I think you people are
Yes,
not.
ma'am. You can press it. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Arisa. So now I'll take the second problem from the data. Now, you can see I'm having the profession available, right? We are having the people from the academician, people those who are academician, people those who are research scholars, and maybe the other category people is also there. Maybe they are from the industry, or they maybe have some other profession, right? So now I want to compare the overall satisfaction of the participants on the basis of their profession. So can any one of you suggest me, if this is my objective, firstly tell me the variables available to me, type of variables, then tell me the hypothesis, and then suggest the test for testing that hypothesis.
Hello.
Do I need to repeat? Question is clear? Friends, question is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So please tell me number of variables, types. Yes.
Ma'am, shall I try?
Yes, yes,
Answer.
definitely, ma'am. Please.
Yes, ma'am. So the null hypothesis will be the difference in profession does not have a effect on the mean satisfaction score.
Okay.
So that is null hypothesis. And I feel that the test used here will be one-way ANOVA, where all the three means will be used.
Okay.
So that is my answer.
Thank you, Savita ma'am. Thank you. Any other opinion apart from Savita ma'am opinion? Friends, any other opinion apart from Savita ma'am opinion?
Ma'am, same as the dependent variable is having three categories. More than two means are there, and we have the independent variable as the continuous, that is the metric scale. So one way ANOVA will be there for the test.
Meenakshi ma'am, one correction is there. Sorry. Why I'm saying, I think maybe mistakenly you said dependent variable. No, it's independent variable.
Yeah,
Independent
sorry.
variable.
It's an independent variable. Yes.
Mistakenly said by you.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
understood that. But I need to correct it because other people are also listening. Any other opinion? I think two people are agreeing that we need to go for the one-way ANOVA. Any other opinion? Vasundhara ma'am? Harish sir?
Yes, ma'am. One way ANOVA, madam.
One-way ANOVA. Okay.
Even.
Okay. Vasundhara ma'am, your opinion?
Ma'am, same.
Same. Good. Okay, I think all of you are correct here. You can say there is no significant difference in the overall satisfaction, mean overall satisfaction score on the basis of the profession of the participants, right? So we are having the two variables, overall satisfaction, which is numeric or metric variable, right, or continuous variable. And we are having the second variable, that is the profession, with the three groups or three categories, right? And I want to compare the overall satisfaction. That means we'll go for the one-way ANOVA here. Very good. Thank you. Now, talking about next thing. If I say, just a minute, I'm having two more. I think these questions I have added first time. The what I can say, the grasping of the improvement in your knowledge level before what is the knowledge level of yours before attending this FDP and after attending this FDP. So if this is the case, in this case, can you tell me firstly the which type of data available to us, right? Then can you tell me if according to the data, according to the situation, which test is appropriate and what will be its hypothesis? Yes.
Paired sample t-test, madam.
Paired sample status. Okay. Any other opinion? Yes. Any other opinion, friends? Yes, friends, listening to me, I hope. Any other opinion?
Ma'am, independent sample t-test.
Independent sample status. Okay, maximum's opinion is independent sample status. Fine. Any other opinion?
Ma'am, for me also paired sample test.
Savita ma'am is saying paired sample status. Okay, fine. Any other opinion, friends? Two opinion we are having. One, ma'am, that is Meenakshi ma'am is saying it is independent samples. Harit sir and Savita ma'am is saying it will be the case of paired sample status. Yes. Yes. Any other opinion, friends? No other opinion? So what I need to understand, when everyone is going with these two opinions, how many of you are saying it should be a case of independent sample status? If you are not having your own opinion, please suggest whether these two people's opinions are correct or not, or these two groups' opinions are correct or not. Please suggest how many of you will go with the independent sample status. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Ma'am, I too feel that it will be t-test.
It will be ma'am, which t-test? The
Paired
main problem
paired
is
sample,
which t-test it is.
paired sample
Sample.
t-test.
Alka ma'am is saying it's paired sample status. Fine. So I think three people are suggesting it should be a case of paired sample status. My opinion is also same. We will go for the paired sample status. Meenakshi ma'am, here need to understand, as we are having what I can say, we are having the same sample. Same 26 people have responded to that particular question. That what is their knowledge level before and after attending the FDP, right? Is it clear? So sample is same, variable is same. We are measuring it twice, right? Or of a particular time gap, means day 1 your knowledge level and day 6 your knowledge level, or day 7 your knowledge level. This is what we have checked, right? So in that case, there is a pairing in the data. So it will be a case of paired sample state. I hope it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Meenakshi ma'am, it is clear to you also.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, if I want to, miss, this is the last question from my side. As we are having the before FDP knowledge level and after FDP knowledge level, I want to find whether there is any relationship in these two data or two variables. So, which test I need to perform on?
Correlation, ma'am.
Correlation. Okay, very good. Any other opinion?
Correlation.
Correlation. Very good. Very good. It will be a clear case of correlation, as I want to see whether there is any relationship in the knowledge level before and after. And it is for the same people, so we will go for the correlation, right? Fine, everyone. So I hope you've understood the use case of all the things which we have done using the real time data available to us. Is it clear to every one of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So I think this is the one attempt from my side to give you the real world exposure using the real time data, so that you can understand in the research data, when you are collecting that data, how you can perform all these things, right? So this is one thing. Proceeding to the next phase, that is now I go for the Q&A, as I think it is all done. We have summarized. I already summarized what we have done in the last 6 days. And we have also applied our knowledge on the data available to us, right? So this is what the part of the FDP. Now, if you are having any questions, any query, I request you please ask. If not, I'll talk about the Savitha ma'am, I think, asked few things. So I am not that much comfortable in replying all these things, but whatever knowledge I'm having, that I can share with Savitha ma'am and the remaining of you if you are interested.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam, is there any test to compare, madam? Compare the variables, madam. Comparing, just comparing without mean, median, and standard deviation, just to compare, madam.
Compare.
Yes, madam. Compare.
Sir, in what sense you want to compare them? Can you tell me what is the data? What is your
Madam, yes, madam. That day I shared one sheet now, madam. In that, for example, on particular machine, some accidents occurred. So how can I compare this, madam?
So you need to compare this thing with what?
On that particular, for example, madam, in machine accidents occurred. So two variables, madam. This is categorical one and this is numerical one, madam. Since today class I understood that I can convert a name of a machine into a number too. So now both the categories become numbers. So how can I compare, madam? A mission and an accident occurred in that particular mission.
The question is not much clear to me. Means two machines you are having, this is what you are saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so two machines you are having and you want to compare them.
Yes, madam.
Since you want to compare, this is what you are saying?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Independent sample status you can apply, sir.
Madam,
Independent
again, madam.
sample status.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam.
Yes. So whether the mean number of accidents is same or not,
Yes, ma'am.
on two machines, that you can check using the independent sample status.
Okay, madam. One more thing, madam. For the two machine, I want to compare with the amputations, madam. Is that possible, madam? For two category of machine, I want to compare with the amputations. Is that possible, madam?
May I?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So simple thing is that logically means I am not from that field. Logically, it will be possible or not, I can't say. But according to the statistics, you can compare because you are having a numeric data available of amputation of the two different machines, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Having the categorical variable type of machine 1, machine 2, and you are having the number of amputation on the two machines. That is a numeric
Yes, ma'am.
or count
Yes,
that
ma'am.
is. So that you can compare here and using the independent sample status. There's no problem.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Like in my one of the questions is that like in many studies in health field, like after systematic review, they focus on meta-analysis. So like I have read about that, but can you give your experience and views on like meta-analysis, and is SPSS used in that and all that? Can you please tell?
As per my knowledge, meta-analysis is nothing but it is a kind of although it is a statistical method, right? It is combining the results of the multiple studies, right? I think, hello,
Oh,
are you getting me?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So that means if you are reading multiple studies on a particular topic, right, and you are taking the findings of all those studies, right? So you can, what I can say, you can provide the comprehensive understanding of your research, or of all the findings, and that we can summarize them.
So for that data analysis, they generally use SPSS for that, or how
Yeah.
is it
I
for
think,
meta-analysis?
I think you can use some AI tools that can help you. That is machine learnings and all you can use, ma'am, in case of meta-analysis.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Yes.
And one more thing, ma'am, like there are some interview studies. For example, I'm just giving you an example, like like views of a person regarding oral cancer. He knows, he doesn't know, and he may or may not be knowing. So I'm giving the code as 1, 2, 3 like that. So for that, for quantitative, like I understood how we use SPSS because in thesis I have done. For qualitative, madam, how to proceed with the qualitative data analysis with SPSS, like interviews, then how will you do the
Ma'am, there is
SPSS?
a software called NVivo, if you've heard about. That is generally we are using for the qualitative analysis, right? And apart from
Okay.
that, I think nowadays there are many softwares available, but they can give you the word count, what I can say, word map kind of thing, right? So as people are having only 3 options, are you asking this in a detail, right? It will be an open-ended question, right? So they're expressing their opinion.
Yes.
Right. So in that case, if you want to find something common in the opinion, so you can go for the word cloud. Word cloud is what WORD word. Word cloud can help you that which particular terminology or term is generally mostly occurring in the interviews or in the conversation from the people. So that way you can say this thing that that particular type of cancer is generally, people are generally taking this thing or talking this thing majorly when they're talking about this particular cancer. So word cloud can be the one thing. Apart from that, there are means bags of word. There are so many analysis which you can perform on the kind of interview things, right? So either if you are good in the programming languages, you can go for the R programming language. There are particular, what I can say, packages available which can help you to analyze this kind of data, right?
Okay.
Second thing, you can go for the NVivo. NVivo is a software which can help you to go for the qualitative analysis. Are you on LinkedIn, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we both are connected also on LinkedIn.
Okay, so there is a lady. I think the name of the ma'am is Jaspreet something. I need to search it. I'll give you, if we are connected on LinkedIn, I'll suggest you the name of the lady. I think next month our institute is also inviting her for giving a speech on the qualitative analysis, right? She is the master of these kind of tools, right? So if you can connect her, she can help you out in that.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Ma'am, and the classes were very informative. I want to thank you for that also.
Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much, Savita, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And I think just a minute, ma'am. There are 1 or 2 more doubts. Yes, ma'am. For qualitative study, the sample size itself in many of the places they have mentioned is 12 to 15 because it's an interview-based study. So in that cases, like what is the minimum? Because in health research, they say that there can be a smaller sample size because the compared to the other studies. That also they have mentioned at many places. So
Okay.
in that case, I wanted your opinion on 2 things. One is regarding internalized pilot study, where they say that the pilot study, if you are doing, for example, say 5 or 10, that can be used along with the initial sample size, total sample size. So, and what will be the minimum sample size for quantitative, I mean, sample size? No. The question is, what will be the minimum number for pilot study in quantitative?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Usually, ma'am, if I talk about the pilot study in case of quantitative data or quantitative analysis, right? So I think priorly also I said generally 30 is minimum because if we are interested for the scale, reliability kind of thing. So for reliability, generally minimum 30 responses per group we need to have, right? Say for example, if I want to go for male female kind of thing, so for 30 male 30 female data I need to have. That is a thing, right? That is the case of the quantitative data, right? So usually 30 is the minimum sample size if you want to check the reliability kind of thing, because generally we are
Okay.
interested to check reliability and validity. These are the two major parameters which we want to check or test, right? So for that,
Okay.
generally 30 is the sample size, which is
Okay.
which will what I can say work for us and can help you to understand the reliability of your data, right? Coming to
Okay.
the pilot study kind of thing. So as per my understanding, as you are belonging to the medical side, in the medical field, generally we are talking about the diseases and all, right? And
Yes, ma'am.
sometimes, as you said, cancer and all. So if we are talking about such kind of cancers, many a time it happens people are not aware about these things. Because in the palliative study, we want to meet a person, or we want to interview a person, or we want to talk to a person who is having some knowledge about the thing, or who or she can tell you these things. Maybe you are informing the person priorly, telling that we want to discuss all these things, and that way we want to your opinion, right? So that is
Okay.
why it is very imperative for us to understand this thing firstly, which kind of what is the topic of our study, right? How much will be the population in our that case, right? Then you need to understand what is the objective of your studies, right? So according to this, you can decide upon that what will be the approximate pilot sample size for your pilot study. So as you said, in some of the studies it is mentioned 10 and 12, 10 or 15, something like that. So again, I will say, means my opinion is that you need to be very much clear about this thing, what type of disease or what type of event you are studying, right? Accordingly, that can give you a clear picture of your population. And if a population size is very smaller, in that case, you can go with the 5, 7 or 10 also, right? When
Okay.
population size is large enough, suppose you are talking about a TB. TB is one of the disease, right? So I don't
Yes.
think no one is knowing this thing. No one is not knowing this thing. There is a quite better or good awareness among the people. So in that case, population size will be very larger, right? So in that case, pilot study sample can be little larger. But where you're talking about the disease, where the people are not much aware about the things, and still you want to inspect them, want to discuss with them the things, in that case, you can go with the smaller sample size also.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And one more thing, ma'am. There is something I also don't have much idea. There is something called survival analysis, which is nowadays mentioned a lot in many studies. Can you your opinion on that, ma'am?
Survival analysis, I think after your saying, I have done little bit search as it was a working day for me today, so I have not got that much time. One workshop is already going in our institute on the case study, right? So I have not got that much time, but still after reading your message, I have done little bit browsing for the topic. So from the browsing, I have understood this thing. When I talk about the survival analysis, it is generally one more name I have found for this thing is time to event analysis. Time to event analysis is what? That means whenever you're talking about the public health research kind of thing, right? You want to understand this thing, you want to study such thing that time until a specific event occurred or happened. So that time period you are studying. This is known as survival analysis, right? There are various methods, statistical methods available which can help you to study the survival analysis, right? So according to the browsing, I have found there are 3 methods, right? Named as, if you wish, you can note down, right? You
Yes,
can
ma'am.
do, the browsing, and it can help you to understand these things. First one is the Kalpan, you can just
Okay.
Kaplan.
Okay.
Kaplan. It's Kaplan, MEIER, Kaplan Meir Estimator. This is one method. This is generally non-parametric method,
Okay.
right? Second is
Okay.
the log rank test. Log rank test. Whenever you want to
Okay.
do the comparison kind of thing, this particular test you can use,
Okay.
right? Next is the COX, COX, COX
Okay.
proportional hazards model. COX
Okay.
proportional hazards model. This is a semi-parametric kind of method. Generally, a regression kind of model you can develop using this particular method.
Okay.
Right? So if you want to study in length, ma'am, you can put the name on the ChatGPT, on the Google or any other browser, and that way it can help you to understand. But I think if on a day one you have said this thing to me, so maybe I have done a little bit R&D on this. But I think at the 11th hour, I can only help you with this only, right?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, and but one thing for data analysis in these studies will be using SPSS or something like Excel or something else.
That I need to search. Give me a second. Can I do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I think Kaplan-Meier survival analysis using. I think it is available in SPSS also, ma'am.
Okay.
I suggest you can go. You can write the path, analyze, survival, and Kaplan-Meier.
Oh, okay. So
I
that is
will
also there. Okay.
It is available, ma'am. I have seen it. It is available. Even Cox regression is also available. Kaplan-Meier is available. Cox is also available
Okay.
in the SPSS.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. These were my doubts, and thank you so much, madam.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Any other queries, friends, related to your things? Maybe things can be new to me, but I think if we are discussing, we are exploring the new dimensions also. So thank you, Savita, ma'am. Because of you have asked me something, I think I have explored few more things which can help you. Maybe to you too. Maybe in future also I can design something and can deliver something on this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, friends. Any other doubt related what we discussed today or in the previous 6 days?
Ma'am, just any other resources that we can find to
Related
explore deep in this same topic, ma'am? If you want to learn more about this.
You are talking from the point of view of SPSS or from the point of view of statistics?
Statistics only, ma'am. Whatever we have done till now, if you want to.
You can, ma'am, put one message on the WhatsApp group. I think I will be having one book available with me, which is a soft copy. I'll provide that book if it can help you people.
Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, any other talks are coming from your side? Because actually, genuinely, we understood a lot from this FDP, and I want to attend more of such.
Okay. Vasundhara, ma'am, RFI can help in that case because RFI is organizing many of the FDPs, which is generally taken by me. Or you can connect me on LinkedIn if I'm getting some other sessions from other institutes, right? I'm posting on LinkedIn. So if you are available on LinkedIn, we can connect there. And that way you can get information regarding those. I think Parul University is now planning 3 days workshop in the month of July. Probably it will be 23, 24, 25. Dates are not still confirmed to me, but they have confirmed me 3 days workshop on SPSS and R programming in the month of July.
Okay, ma'am. Actually, the timing is very good actually because we work and we come and then we can attend.
Yeah, I think we can. I think I suggested this thing to Ajay sir. If we can keep it from 6, that will be easier for everyone. Even I need to rush when I need to deliver a session because my college timings are generally 5:30, and if my class is little late, so sometime it happens I need to complete my class by 6:10. So sometime it happens if my session is 5:30, so I need to leave my class and at the in between. And then from the college only, I deliver my session.
Okay, ma'am.
So probably in future we'll see because I think I have 2 more planning regarding the FDP. I think we have not planned anything related to the multivariate analysis right now.
Yes,
so I have just delivered me in my college. I'm taking the marketing analytics also. So there I have explored few more topics which can help people maybe in the research or maybe in the real life. So I'm planning to deliver those as a multivariate analysis, but in terms of the marketing analytics, right? Like factor analysis, cluster analysis, market basket analysis and all. So probably that I'm planning that I'll communicate to the RFI, and if they wish, they will arrange the FDP for people, those who want to attend these things, right?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes. Anything else? If not, I will request every one of you, please do not leave the meeting. if you can switch on your cameras, I want to capture you people. If up to you people, right? If you are comfortable, you can switch on. I'll capture. And if you're having any queries, you can ask.
Madam, this is Harish, madam. This is Harish. Madam,
Yes.
for my research and for my work, madam, there are a lot of narratives are there, madam. Which kind of analysis I can go for it, madam?
Narrative
That
means again
yes,
that
madam.
will be the qualitative data, right? Harish, sir?
Yes, madam. Qualitative. Yes, madam. Qualitative data.
For qualitative data, sir, generally, as I suggest to the Savita ma'am also, generally NVIGO is a software which can help you for going to or for performing the qualitative data analysis. Apart
Yes,
from which,
madam.
you belong to the engineering side, I think, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Are you
Engineering.
comfortable in the programming languages?
No, ma'am. Actually, I am mechanical engineer, madam.
If you are a mechanical engineer, okay. Because there is a programming language named as R programming. In this programming language, there are various packages available which can help the statistician or the academician for their analysis. So for doing the qualitative analysis, there are various good packages available in R programming. Although the programming language is very easy, sir. If you wish, you
Okay.
can do it very conveniently.
Madam, is there any programs in RFI, madam? R programming, madam? Is there conducting any
In
FDP?
the month of July,
Yes,
RFI
madam.
planned my FDP on R programming. This is what I am having this information.
Okay, okay, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yes, Emma.
This is regarding my research, ma'am.
Hmm.
So actually what I'm doing is I'm treating the dye industry wastewater with 4 different type of plants.
Two
So
different
I
kinds
want to
of
know the 4 different type of plants. So I
four
have
different types of
4 set
plants.
of,
You are from botany side,
yeah, no, ma'am, agriculture, ma'am.
agriculture side. Yeah, fine.
Yeah. So I treat this water with 4 different type of plants. So I get data from 4 different plots with regarding pH, COD, BOD like that. So I just want to know, want to compare like which plant, which plot treats well. So for this, what would you suggest, ma'am? What type of test would you suggest?
Okay, I think the terms are little technical, so are not much clear to me. But according to my understanding, if you want to compare 4 plants, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you are having their what value?
Maybe pH or content of carbon, content of nitrogen,
Numeric variable?
water quality test.
Numeric data available for this?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. All are numeric variables.
Okay. So on a particular dates or on a particular time period, you are measuring these things, right? For the plants?
Yeah.
For a
Yes, ma'am.
particular plant, how many observations available to you?
For a particular plant, I have 5 observations, ma'am.
5 observations per plant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, you can go for one-way ANOVA, ma'am. If variable is same
Okay.
for all the 4 or 5 plants, you can go for the one-way ANOVA. And that way you can compare the mean value. That mean pH, whatever the term you are taking, if you can compare that.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Any other doubt, friends? Okay, fine. So if no doubt, may I request you to switch on your cameras? So that I can capture you. I can see Harish sir. Thank you, sir. I can see Kirti ma'am, Vasundhara ma'am. Good to see everyone. Savita ma'am, hi ma'am. Thank you. At least the people whom I was interacting since last 7 days, I need to see them. Emma ma'am, thank you. Thank you. I captured you. Fine. Anything else? Okay, fine. So I think we can end the
Madam,
FDP.
I want to thank you, madam, because I'm unaware of SPSS, madam. I know I doesn't know how to use it. So after attending this FTP, I got a few knowledge about it, madam. Thank you so much, madam. I always remember you.
Thank you so much, Harish sir. I think purpose is solved if you are saying this thing. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. The session is really very interesting.
Madam, one more doubt, madam. Is there any madam, is there any certification for this FDP, madam?
Yeah. RFI will
Certi-
provide you the certifications.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Fine. So if it is fine, I will end the FDP on a note that I want to wish you everyone or each one of you best wishes for your research journey. I hope this FDP can help you a lot. Whatever you have learned, you can apply in your research, right? So thank you so much. Once again, thank you, Team RFI. Fine. Thank you. So, sir, we are done for the day. I think it is all from my side for this FDP, right? Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Vasundhara ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.